wanted to take a look at a couple of markets and update our understanding of what's going on. It is Wednesday, November 16, around 11 o'clock Chicago time. And uh, we're looking at the Treasury note, the 10-year Treasury note. And you see on the weekly we've come down and hit some support and coming back up. We're in what looks like an uptrend on the daily, but I think there's reason to think that maybe this is not exactly the whole story. Let's look at the quarterly and also at the yearly and see if we can add a little bit to our understanding. On the yearly, you recall that we had reached the 5-9 extended and paused there, and that 5-9 extended comes in right around here, and the quarterly is responding very nicely. We had an exhaust down on the quarterly, and it's hit the nearby and is pausing and heading back up. Now we're at the point of the quarterly envelope bottom, and the next quarter's PL dot is up here. Conventionally, we'd be looking for a PL dot refresh. So that's kind of interesting. On the yearly, this is a pretty radical support. It might take a little while for this to break. But let's just keep looking here for another minute or two and take a look at the monthly. Whoops, hang on. I have this problem of not being able to use my pointer at the same time I use an arrow. I like this monthly refresh. After an exhaust down, holding, moving back up, stopping at the monthly PL dot. Now we're halfway through November, but right at the quarterly envelope bottom, and an unrelenting, very, very strong downtrend on the month. This would tell me that this move is pretty much complete. Move to the upside is pretty much complete, and we're heading on down. Now, is that the case here when we look over here on the weekly and the quarterly? Well, on the weekly, you can't tell just yet. We can't tell just yet. We see the refresh to the monthly PL dot here, and actually it's to the monthly PL dot, live PL dot. The live PL dot would come down in here. So we possibly have completed our refresh, monthly PL dot refresh. There is a 5-2 down up in here. Could be seen as a weekly target. On the daily, nice move down to this bottom and then up, but faltering somewhat. Congestion for a bit and then up. I guess no technical suggestion, but sideways moving and continuing up after a refresh. Let's look at, for a moment, let's look at the 240. What do we see on the 240? It's often kind of a good way to dissect what's going on in the daily in relationship to longer term charts. Real strong move up a few days ago in the report on the 10th. Now we see things going sideways and consolidating, but picking up energy again. And as you know, very typically what happens is the daily PL dot's moving up and catching. Okay, now the daily PL dot's in a position to give energy and move up. So we're seeing this flow shift here and start to move up. It's a very strong up move, very strong up move. Now we're having a C wave going. So what do we make of all of this? Well, in my book, we're going to see this move on the weekly, move up a little bit more, and then we're going to see the downtrend continue. Let's just see if that plays out. There is the slightest hint of dots swinging here, just a little tiny bit. This is showing potential for being an exhaust there. I am inclined to think that we're going to see some resistance up in here. Okay, that's where we are here. Let's move on to another market.